The ICAO English Proficiency exam is designed to evaluate a student's ability to communicate effectively in aviation-related scenarios using a variety of methods. The exam is broken into several parts that test different aspects of communication and is administered by an examiner. The exam begins with an introduction where the examiner will ask the student direct questions about their background and experience. For example, the examiner may ask, "Can you introduce yourself, including your name, occupation, and experience? Can you describe your current role and responsibilities as a pilot or air traffic controller? What inspired you to pursue a career in aviation? Describe your typical working environment and the most challenging aspects of your role." Following the introduction is a listening and comprehension section, which is done using audio files. The student will listen to various simulated ATC communications and respond appropriately. This section could include multiple subsections that increase in complexity, including any or all of the following. ATIS. Students must extract critical information from an ATIS broadcast. For example, they may be asked, what is the active runway? What is the wind direction and speed? What is the altimeter setting? Basic instructions. Students must understand and respond to basic ATC instructions. For example, they might hear, taxi to runway 16 via taxiway Alpha, hold short of runway 27, and will be asked to provide an accurate readback and answer a question. Multi-step instructions. Students must understand and respond to ATC instructions with multiple steps. An example given is, descend to flight level 100, turn left heading 270, reduce speed to 250 knots, and contact approach on 120.3, and the student will be asked to give an accurate readback and answer an expanded question. Non-standard phraseology. Students must interpret non-standard language and respond using standard ICAO phraseology. For example, the student might hear, UAE 789, after you pass the VOR, take a left and then go down to 3,000 feet, and then get in touch with the tower on 118.1, and will need to respond in standard phraseology and answer an expanded question. Emergency scenarios. Students will be asked to respond to emergency communications using standard ICAO phraseology. For example, they may be asked to declare an engine failure, state intentions, and answer an expanded question. Complex scenarios. Students must manage complex situations and communicate effectively with ATC. For instance, they might be asked to prioritize actions and communicate with ATC during an engine failure in icing conditions. Rapid and dynamic communication. Students must process and respond quickly to a high volume of information, maintaining situational awareness. Unexpected situations. Students will need to handle and communicate during non-routine and emergency scenarios. For example, they might have to declare an emergency for a hydraulic failure and request a priority landing. ATC communications. While describing an image, students will need to describe an image related to a scenario while also communicating with ATC. For example, they might describe a cracked windshield while communicating with ATC. The exam also includes a section in which the student is asked to describe images related to aviation. For example, the examiner may ask the student to, please describe the scene in the image when presented with an image of an aircraft on a snow-covered runway with a snowplow nearby. Additionally, there is an interactive communication section where the student will listen to simulated ATC pilot communications and then be asked questions based on the scenario. For instance, a scenario might involve an aircraft that loses weather radar during approach, and the student will be asked to interpret and discuss this scenario. Finally, the exam includes a general discussion on aviation topics, where the examiner will ask questions to allow the student to give opinions, speculate about the future, and justify their ideas. For example, the examiner might ask, what measures are in place to ensure safety during winter operations? Throughout the exam, the student's pronunciation, vocabulary, sentence structure, fluency, comprehension, and interaction skills are assessed. The scenarios increase in complexity and include multi-step instructions, non-standard phraseology, emergency situations, rapid communication, and unexpected situations to test a broad range of communication skills. We want to reassure you that our SKYCALL Aviation English course has been specifically designed to prepare you thoroughly for every aspect of the ICAO English Proficiency exam you've just learned about. In the next video, let us explain why you can feel confident about your preparation.